Welcome in, along with Sam Monson. I'm Steve Palazzolo. Today discussing the great Khalil Mack, Sam. We got to figure out, what is he worth? Should he get paid by the Oakland Raiders? And what better way to decide how valuable Khalil Mack is than by comparing him side by side with Von Miller?
Yeah, Von Miller, the standard setter when it comes to edge rushers in the NFL since he came into the league, really, and Khalil Mack right up there with him.
All right, so these guys are very similar players just because, I mean, Von has been doing it since he got into the league in 2011, and when Khalil Mack came out, I used to hate when people gave scouting reports and said, next Von Miller, but he's actually lived up to it. I mean, when you look at the play-by-play grading, the game-by-game grading, they're both outstanding, and when you look at the career grades, very similar against the run and, more importantly, rushing the passer.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing the Premium Stats version 2.0 lets you do. It lets you dive into multiple different players, compare them game by game. What about career, Steve? Let's go.
Check it out. Boom, look at that. Blue everywhere, Sam. We've got Von Miller's whole career in the blue, Khalil Mack's entire career in the blue. I think the story about Mack's career was year one, he stepped in as an elite run defender, 90.8. He was outstanding against the run. Wasn't great as a pass rusher, but since that point, he's been on the Von Miller level getting after the QB.
Yeah, I mean, a couple more seasons, obviously, in his career for Von Miller. And the key with Miller is every single season he has been an elite pass rusher. This is a guy that has averaged 85 total pressures each and every season of his career. That's like a league-leading level most seasons, and that's his average every single year. Khalil Mack wasn't at that level right away, but year two, he got there. I mean, it took him 1 year. It took him a rookie season to get his feet wet, to get to the level where Von Miller is every single season. But once we got there, he's been every bit as good as Von Miller, and he's been a better run defender.
Yeah, so he's now an elite pass rusher. Khalil Mack, all-around player. The debate between Von and Mack, I mean, we did it for our PFF 50. We put them right next to each other, side by side, and we debate it pretty heavily here in the office, but they're very much the same player when it comes to a production standpoint. Let's take a look at Mack. Boom, swiped it out. We've got Mack's full career here. So that's his career. Looks great. Let's take a look at where he stacked up against the rest of the league last year. We see Von Miller sitting there at the top, DeMarcus Lawrence with his breakout season, but Khalil Mack sitting right there as the #3 edge defender in the entire league last year per PFF grade. That's grading every single player on every play.
83 total pressures of Von Miller, like we said, right up there with his average 85 every single season. The next two guys, though, DeMarcus Lawrence and Khalil Mack, with 79 total pressures over the season. Those were the three most productive edge rushers when it came to total pressure.
Can we sort by the grades here?
We're
sorted by okay, there we go.
Drops. Where'd he go? 6.
There he is. So he's at #6 overall, but then the breakdown specifically, we got run defense. Oh, no, we went the wrong way, Sam. I'm ruining it. Run defense up there at #3. How's that pass rush grade looking? Right there at #6. He's an all-around player right up there with Von.
And the key thing to note last season is look how many elite edge rushers there were. Von Miller, DeMarcus Lawrence, Calais Campbell, that first season playing the edge in Jacksonville, Cameron Jordan. You know, Khalil Mack did drop a couple of places from where we've seen him over the past few years, but it's not because he played badly. It's because we suddenly had a whole horde of edge rushers coming in the league. Brandon Graham, Joey Bosa. There were so many good players at that position a season ago.
All right, so we've discussed just how good Khalil Mack is. And one of the things we've been working hard here to get better at PFF, we got the grades. We could tell you how well a guy played, but we're getting better and better at figuring out their value. So we have our analytics guys, George Chahrouri and Eric Eager. We had a little discussion with them earlier and figured out how much is Khalil Mack in this production actually worth? Should somebody trade for him? Should Oakland pay him? Let's break it down.
I tend to think that if they sign Khalil Mack to this big deal, his money on the books is not the reason they're going to struggle financially. It is, as you said, Gruden and Carr. You're sort of looking at Carr as a middle-of-the-pack quarterback and investing in him as if he were a 5 to 10 quarterback. That's really their issue, right?
That's
true.
And
not you know, like it's the same thing with the Rams. The issue with Donald, the issue with money-wise is not with Donald. The issue money-wise for the Rams is Cooks and Gurley and those guys. You know, going after those guys as opposed to Donald is the reason they can't pay Donald, and it's not the fact that Donald's going to be overpaid.
Okay, so you're paying.
I would lean towards paying him just because you're just going to talk to him.
I'm having a deep conversation. I'm bringing everybody in. We're getting them on board. If we get to the next level, I'm paying him next year.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm going to pay him, make him a cornerstone of my team.
Oh, make him a corner?
Yes, that's the most.
Then you should pay him.
Case
Then-
closed.
Right,
Then it's over.
give him 30.
But
Give
if
him
things
30.
work out, you're going to pay more than he's going to pay.
Am I?
Yeah, because you're getting it done next year when he's a free agent and you're in the free market. Or you can franchise tag him and you're still over a
He'll be
barrel.
real happy with that.
Either way, you're going to end up paying him more money than if you lock him
What do you
Unless
think he's
Smoot
asking
talks
for
him
right
into
now?
a $12 million a year
So
deal.
what do you think he's asking for right now?
I don't know.
He's got to be asking for Von Miller money, right?
Yeah,
The
that's your
highest
starting
paid.
point.
Okay, so is it going to be that much higher next season?
It's always higher. If you hit the open market, it's higher.
You sure about
Always.
that? Though?
Always.
So some teams out there are going to pay him $25 million a year.
Somebody's going to pay him whatever the next market setting defining deal is.
Then I'll let him take him. That's ridiculous.
So now you're letting him walk.
If
You franchise
if I
tag.
can't convince him that paying one guy $25 million a year who doesn't play quarterback is ridiculous, then I don't want him on my team anyways.
All right.
I'll move him to corner.
Max walking on George's team. What are you doing, Sam?
I would try and get him locked down now. It's not going to get cheaper.
You have
This
a
is-
cutoff?
this
You have
is
a
the time
number?
to do it. I mean, so the Raiders now, the problem is they don't have a great cap situation.
Right.
They have a couple of $1 million spare. You don't have a whole lot of room to get them locked down now, so see what you can do.
Lock him down, build through the draft around him.
What if